Hey class, in this video I'm going to go over adding some sounds that we're going to look for on the internet into our sound project to add some sound effects and some background music to the project that we're working on. And so this is part of the sort of general idea for the assignment to add sound from different places. Some of you guys might be making music on your own, and so you could add your own music into your project. But there should be at least one sound source that you find somewhere else. It can be ambient sound or a sound effect or anything. And just to kind of round out the project to make sure that we kind of cover everything. And we'll also, cite where we got the sounds from and things like that. So we want to kind of make sure that we do all those different parts of the project. Anyway, let's just get into it. So I'm gonna go into small mode. And so we're gonna look for a couple different sounds. I'm gonna look for some background music and a sound effect. So there's some good Creative Commons resources here. I'm gonna look at the Free Music Archive and freesound.org, but there's a few other ones here that you might want to check out. So let's start with free music. Actually, let's add some background music into our project. So Free Music Archive is basically what it sounds like. It's a archive of music that's published with Creative Commons licenses, so we can use it for different projects. The reason I like it is it's organized by genre. So if I go to Discover here, I can go to genres and I can look for a specific genre. So I can think what would match the project that I'm working on and then find a genre that works for that. So maybe I'll go with classical. And then there's even subgenres. Maybe I'll look at some chamber music. And then once we kind of get to this page, I can preview different tracks and find something that I like. So I'll just listen to a couple. I don't need to find the perfect track for the demo, but just listen to a couple of these. It's maybe a little too intense for what I'm going for. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Maybe this will be good. It's not exactly classical chamber music, so I'm not really sure. Maybe they just put everything on there. That's kind of funny. What about this one? Still a little too intense for what I'm going for. What about... Okay, also not chamber music, but for the sake of time, I'm just gonna go ahead with this one, Funny Stuff. I do like the album art, so that looks cool. And just like when we looked at our images, this is going to have an attribution license, or this is going to have a Creative Commons license, and we can click on it to see what it says. So attribution 4.0, that just means that we have to credit the artist. So we can do that. We'll credit the artist, of course, and we'll add a link to the where we found the track. And so I can download the track by clicking on this download button. It's going to show me this the license again, and it's going to ask me if I understand that, and I'm going to say yes I do, and it's going to ask me to log in. So you do have to create an account, and you probably need to use your email to verify the account. So I've used it before, so I'm just going to sign into my account. I'm going to close that, and now I'll download it. So you don't have to use your BMCC email for that. You can use whatever. You just need an email for the account. So once I download it, let's go to my downloads folder. We're going to see that right there. We'll move that into our project folder in a moment. So I'm going to leave that there, but I'm also going to find a sound effect to use in my project. So I'm going to go back to the class page, and I'm going to go to this other website, freesound.org. This is another one where you have to have a login to be able to download. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in already and save my information there. And so now you can find a sound that you want to use for your project. So just as an example, I'm doing a project that's about our class, and one of the things we cover in the class is the internet. In a couple weeks, we'll do that. So maybe I'll find a dial-up sound. Probably don't need to put sound on here because let's say internet dial-up. Okay, there's that internet dial-up sound. Takes a little longer than I remember it being, but both of those are pretty good. They both have Creative Commons 0 licenses. That means we can use them without any restrictions, which is nice. Freesound, you can actually, change. You can filter the results by the type of license. So if you only want to work with Creative Commons 0, you can do that. If you're comfortable working with attribution, you can do that. I'm going to use this one. I think it's a little quicker. And then once I click in here, you can see information about the sound. So we can see the type of file is an MP3. You might want a higher quality sound, so you could keep looking, but I'm fine with MP3. The length of the file size, the sample rate. So it tells you all this stuff about the file that can kind of let you know if that's something that you want to work with, in your project. If everything looks good, you can click download. And I'm going to leave these links here because I'm going to put them in my post at the end of the video. And let's see. So now we've got our dial-up internet sound and our music sound. So let's put those in our project, and then we'll edit it together. So I'm gonna to do that. I want to drag these over into the project folder. So I'm gonna open two windows of the Finder or the File Explorer. So I'm just gonna go down here and right-click and open another window. And I'll move this one over here, and I'll find my class folder and go to audio. And so I just want to drag these. I want to make sure that these are in the project folder before I start editing, just so I don't lose them or misplace them or put them somewhere else. I'm going to drag these guys over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up my project. So here's my audio intro. You can see there's no icon here, so Windows doesn't know what this is. If I right click and I go to open with, it might be able to find, okay, it doesn't see Audacity, but I can just find Audacity on the computer since I know where it is. It's on my desktop, this folder right here. I'm gonna say always. Oh, I guess that didn't work. If that, okay. Not working. Oh, it is open. Okay, sorry, it was open. I just didn't see that. Okay, so this is what I had last time. I have my little voice intro, and I have my sound static that I added in here. I'm going to talk a little bit more about like sort of layering and mixing later, but for now I'm just going to put this basic edit together. So I'm just going to drag these sound files into my project. So I'm going to go back to audio here. You can drag and drop in Audacity. You can also go to File and Import. So I'll show both examples. So I can go to File, Import, go to Audio, and then I just have to find my project. So I have to, for me, I have to go to OneDrive and find my class folder and import import the music first. Okay, so there's the music. It's much longer than what I've got so far, so I'll probably cut some of that, but there we go. Let's collapse these. Okay, so then you can also just drag and drop. That's fine as well. So if I want to drag and drop, I can find, here's my dial-up sound. So I can just throw this in here, and now it's now we've got all of them. So these are actually both a lot longer than the audio that I recorded, but we can move these around a little bit and do some edits. In the previous video, I talked about using solo. So now that we actually have some tracks, we can see what solo does. So if I click solo on the dial-up sound, you can hear it just plays that dial-up sound. So let's get as much of the dial-up sound as we want edited. Okay, so we want to go to like about here. I'm gonna cut the rest of this. And then what I'm gonna do is just move the music right to the end of this. Maybe I'll overlap just a little bit. And then I'm gonna end this, not do the solo anymore. And so let's start here and play this back. Okay, that's not bad for an intro. And then maybe I'll move my voice over here. So let's see. Hello, welcome to the MMP 100 podcast. Today we are talking about audio. Okay, let's turn the music down a little bit. All right, so that's pretty good so far. I'm gonna cut here, so I'm just gonna do a split cut, and then actually let's do a little bit more. Do a split cut here, so that way I don't have all this extra music that I'm not gonna use. And so now I've got a good place to start editing in the next section. But basically, you can see this is just a quick way to add some other tracks into some other audio sources into my project. I'm going to mute the noise. I'm not sure how I'm going to use that now, but for now, I want to go over just quickly submitting this project for this week. So project's not done. I have a lot of editing to do, and I have more sources that I want to add. But for now, I just want to give a sample of what I've been working on. So I'm going to export another MP3. So I'll go to Export Audio and use MP3. And I'm just going to call this Audio Intro 2, so we don't overwrite our previous one. And now I'll just make a quick blog post for this week. So let's close all this stuff. Go back to the browser. Okay, so this is going to be, let's check the schedule. All right, so this is going to be blog post 3, our first audio recording. And we're just going to include the exported recording and then the links to the sources that we use. And it doesn't have to be done. Obviously, we have 2 more weeks to work on this, but we just want to show our progress so far. So I'm going to go to add a new post. Oh, that's the edit button. That's the wrong one. I want to hit the plus button. And let's choose a category for this one. So this is going to be in our audio project, and it's a weekly blog post. And so we'll say my audio first edit. And to add audio, just like we have with our images, you can drag and drop, or you can add an audio element. So if I click on the plus button and search for audio, there's an audio element here. We can click upload, and then we'll just find our audio file. So here's our audio intro 2. I'll open that up. And that may take a minute to load, but let's write a little bit about the audio. So this is my audio project so far. I'm recording a podcast about MMP 100. I used some background music and a dial-up modem sound effect. And then we'll just include the links to the music we use. So here's the music. And when we submit our final project, we'll want to, do a full citation. I'm going to click convert to link here. And then our dial-up sound. So I'm going to copy that and paste that in there as well. And just say convert to link. Okay. So let's preview that. Okay, so let's see if we can hear this. All right, so that sounds pretty good. If when you post your audio, it'll give people a chance to listen to what you've been working on and give you feedback and comments, which obviously I will do as well. So that's going to be our blog post, our first blog post for audio. So when you're ready, you can publish that. And that'll take a minute. Once we do that, we'll copy that. And so when we submit this, remember to submit your AUP file as well. Just like in our other projects, we want to submit both the published version of the project, but we also want to submit the edit file so we can see our progress. So I'm going to go to Learner View over here, and I'm going to go to Assignments. And this is blog post 3. So we can take a look at the rubric, make sure we've got everything. Then we can add our AUP3 file. For this one, it's actually not necessary to add the source files, the files that you downloaded, because the AUP3 file will make a copy of them. So you can click on the AUP3 file and click Open. And so you should see that there. Your file shouldn't be bigger than 2 gigs, but if it is, let me know. We can fix that. 60 megabytes is pretty big for a file, but it's nowhere near the max, so that's okay. So we'll click Add here, and then just paste in our OpenLab link and click Submit. So that's our blog post for this week. So that's it for this week. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want to go over anything in office hours, or just send me an email. And we can talk either way. So yeah, have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.